Alrighty. Let's do this. We have a fun game here from Mr. Overlord and myself. Dwarves versus Lizardmen. And it's a very, very skillful gameplay that I am happy to share with you. I'm going to throw it on 2 times speed because reasons. So cannon, one side I have a cannon, an organ gun, I have double Iron Drakes, double Slayers, 2 Iron Breakers, 2 Dwarf Warriors, 1 minus a blast charges, a Thane, Felix, and Belagar Ironhammer. As for the side of Mr. Overlord, he has Source Warriors that are getting Gatling gunned out by the organ gun. He has 2 Arcs of Sotek, a Source Old Blood on foot. We have triple Razordon hunting pack, including the ROR. We have some more Saurus and Skink cohorts mixed in. There is a Chameleon Stalker unit and a Heaven's Caster that will cast lightning bolts and destroy a bunch of my cannons throughout this game. Chameleon Stalker's running up to the back, really wrecking some of my Slayers, making them regret ever being born. But we do have Iron Drakes running out and skirmishing a little bit with these Saurus Warriors, getting good damage out there. And I wasn't really sure how much damage the Razordon hunting packs would do. Turns out it's a lot. But the organ gun also does a lot of damage, taking out an entire Razordon hunting pack unit. Now, Chameleon Stalkers and Saurus Warriors teamed up on these Slayers to be able to get past them and clean up an organ gun unit. Cannons are also under attack as Slayers try to resuscitate that situation. My Hero Core runs after the Saurus Old Blood, but he's faster than all of them, so then they turn to go after these Bastildons and keep them away from my Iron Breakers. Meanwhile, fire is coming out from the Iron Drakes, killing a whole bunch of Saurus and the Saurus Old Blood. Iron Breakers are going to turn around, launch a bunch of blasting charges onto the Saurus Warriors with shields, doing great damage there. Chameleon Stalkers finish chasing off the organ gun crew, and they are going to come back for blood with the cannon. So, 1 Razordon pack is almost entirely dead. 2 are perfectly fine and shooting in, doing lots of damage. Iron Drakes have been in here, firing all the way, doing quite well. Saurus Warriors hanging on to the absolute last man. And Saurus Old Blood taking a strangely large amount of damage from just being surrounded by miners, but it also looks like maybe some Iron Drakes have supported in there. Iron Breakers throwing their blasting charges to help out with the flame cannons, trying to rout off this Saurus unit and buy the Hero Core a little bit of time. And these Iron Drakes, I forgot they had skirmish mode on, so they wouldn't listen to me and just shoot at the skinks. They were trying to run away from something. Slayers and Iron Breakers chasing off Saurus Warriors over here, definitely a mistake. They need to be pulled back pretty soon. And the cannon crew is shut down by the Chameleon Stalkers. Now at this point, Mr. Overlord has 2 Razordon hunting packs on a high ground that can't really be threatened. He's just going to use all of their ammunition. Easy breezy kitchen squeezy. One of my Dwarf Warriors is routed off almost immediately. My hero squad is now surrounding this Bastildon Arc of Sotek, also with Dragonback Slayers. Organ's Iron Breaker is going to sprint forward and attack this Arc of Sotek, though it does have 52 melee defense because of standard ground popped by the Source Old Blood. Now, miners get a good surround on the Source Old Blood, just trying to get them off of these Iron Drakes so I can get them away and get them firing once again. Minus blasting charges, Iron Breakers throwing blasting charges into Skink Cohort, wrecking them, almost routing them off, but they actually do manage to rally. So with the Slayers and my Hero Core, we shatter off that Bastildon Arc of Sotek. We take a shit ton of damage from the hunting packs, though, so we're going to run the fuck away from that. Don't want to deal with that at all. I try to get my Iron Drakes back into firing position, but they immediately get destroyed by Razordon hunting packs. That is very, very bad. And I send the last of the Dragonback Slayers and Iron Breakers after Bastildon Arc of Sotek. My triple Hero Core is all going after Saurus Old Blood. And a pretty good little lightning cast there. It does a lot of damage to the Organ Wings Iron Breakers along with the Bastildon Arc of Sotek. So in a 3v1, the Saurus Old Blood is losing and he is going to run for it. Doesn't want any of that. The full health Iron Breaker unit was remembered along with a handful of Slayers, and they're all coming back into the fight. Thane's trying to chase down the Saurus Old Blood, but it is in vain for that Thane because no one on my roster is as fast as Saurus Old Blood. We can't catch him, so I throw 4 Slayers at him. Go, 4 Slayers, go! Do a little bit of damage on your way out. Hero Core tries to bail out my Iron Drakes and my Iron Breakers. I'm hoping the Iron Drakes can get on the far side and get a nice little shot in here. Mr. Overlord is not going to let that happen. It looks like his Razordons are still shooting in, really taking the piss out of Felix. He's not having a good time. And the Iron Drakes are firing, doing a little bit of damage to the Arc of Sotek as the Saurus Old Blood hits them in the side. This annoyingly persistent bastard is still running through my lines, disrupting a bunch of things. I send the Hero Squad after him. Sick 'em, boys! They're going to try to run through all of these dwarves as Razordons throw everything they have at my poor little Iron Drakes. We're down to 4 models, and soon to be even less. Hero Squad gets back onto the Saurus Old Blood, and we break him, doing some good damage. He has 100 melee defense at this moment, 97 melee attack. No wonder he's hanging on. He hasn't taken a hit yet. Look at those stats. Look at those stats. Look at the stat hammer on this guy. He's even got harmonic convergence on him from his mage. Alright, we finally get a hit on him there. I think Revenge Incarnate was popped on Belagar Ironhammer, but maybe not. Iron Drakes, down to 40 health between one model. I don't think they're coming back. Source Old Blood, I can't catch him, unfortunately. And the Bastillodon with the Arc of Sotek is going to sprint in at the very last second. Amexon Barbs, Hunting Pack is going to sprint in, just trying to... They cause fear, so maybe they can get little Felix scared, but also they do have armor-piercing damage. They're going to do quite well here. Heaven's Caster is going to run away. We have a full health Ironbreaker unit, though. That's going to be a big problem for the Lizardmen. Though they're doing okay on the balance of power for right now. Felix is taking a lot of damage from the Amexon Barbs, but the Amexon Barbs are getting it back from, you know, the entire hero squad. Lizardmen have some rallying chaff around the battlefield that is very, very injured, and we have these Razordon hunting packs firing in. Their darts kind of disappear, but you can see they're raining hellfire down on these Ironbreakers. And the Arc of Sotek's going to get a rear charge on them and pop its little sneaky snakes, bringing them down from what was previously full health to now about half. And they're really not loving it. Not loving it. Amexon Barbs are out. And the last of my Slayers, one Slayer, and then my Hero Corps is going to run over to try and bail out the Ironbreakers. The Norgolese Ironbreakers have officially run away. They only have 11 models left. Razordons are still firing in, doing tons of damage to these Iron Drakes. Ironbreakers, they're just getting murdered. And both sides are running out of juice here, Captain. Captain Crunch. Crunch-tize Captain. Belagar and the Thane fighting Bastillodon. It's gonna break. It looks like. No, it might rally. No, it might break. No, it might rally. It's gonna rally. So that's not good. We're pretty much down to just our Hero Corps, and Felix is not looking great at the moment. I do have the Mighty Oathstone giving him more melee defense so he doesn't take any more hits, allowing him to regen up a little bit. Stay in the fight. Just stay with me, Felix. Just stay with me, buddy. As we have more routing units, we have miners trying to rally and come back in, but they're probably going to break very soon. We have Ironbreakers rallying, trying to come back in. Ironbreakers are tough cookies. We'll see how well they do. And a full health Razordon Hunting Pack is going to dive in here with their armor-piercing melee attacks. This was very, very scary for me at this moment. Chameleon Stalkers and Saurus Warriors are going to rout off. One even shatters. And the Amexon Barbs are back. These annoying bastards. Jumping in here, doing some poison, doing some armor-piercing. Felix is getting very low on health, and his heal cap is present. We do have a Heaven's Caster here, roughly full health. We even have Cold-Blooded on the Bastillodon Arc of Sotek. Source Old Blood was trying to come back, but he shattered, leaving the Lizardmen without a leader. Sneaky Snakes are going to pop. Doesn't look like there was a lot of units around for them to take the damage. Might as well pop it because the Arc of Sotek is really close to routing. Yes, it does route, so it looks like Mr. Overlord just wanted to get that off and hope it did some damage somewhere. Amexon Barbs are still fighting in there for having low health, and I don't usually think of a Razordon Hunting Pack as a high leadership unit. It's in there. It's fighting. We have some Saurus Warriors coming. We have some Skink Cohorts coming. Heaven's Caster is somehow hanging on against all this dwarven might. Belagar's 60-60 melee stats versus 22-26. He's hanging on pretty alright. Felix is getting awful low. Sun's getting low, big guy. Another Mighty Oathstone pop, just trying to keep him in this fight. Belagar and the Thane are going to beat up this Heaven's Caster a little bit, but I'm surprised how well this Amexon Barbs are hanging in there. Not a fan of these guys right now. They need to go away. Felix is trying to help these Ironbreakers stay in the game. And Felix has been healing up the Thane and Belagar this whole game. So that's very good. Get some good surrounds onto the Skink Priest of Heavens. Try and take him out. Balance power is quite against the Lizardmen at this point, but man, they have a lot of stuff. If they could just get a good chain route, you can see Felix is so close to routing. Thane's right behind him, and the Belagar's a little ahead of that. Now the third Razordon Hunting Pack, the one with full ammo, has come back in, and they're trying to shoot, but you can see they're obstructed, so as Mr. Overlord gives them orders, they can't see any of the dwarves in the piles of their friends. Felix does rout, however, and he's never going to come back, but like the Fey Enchantress Mortis Engine, how she Mortis Engines while she's routing, Felix also heals while he's routing as long as he's still in melee combat. So as he's routing, he's occasionally healing up my Thane. You can see his health ticking up a little bit there, here and there whenever he's technically in combat. So thanks, Felix. Thanks, Felix. Amexon Barbs Hunting Pack still in here, still fighting. They have 4 models left. 300 health. They are now kind of routing a little bit. We have Ironbreakers coming back, but the other Razordon Hunting Pack is going to shoot them. Get rid of them there. Very nice play for them. But the Lizardmen are running out of melee prowess. They can't take out the Thane. They can't take out Belagar. And I think the true king of 8 peaks is going to be the true king of this motherfucking game. Bring it, Lizardmen, you pansies. Now, unfortunately for Mr. Overlord, the Razordon hunting pack is having a hard time seeing anything. They're going to charge into melee combat. You can see they have the little bow and arrow icon because they're trying to shoot. They're just getting obstructed constantly. And he does have kind of that problem where it's tough for him to pull away because his units are going to break if they turn their back. But maybe they can do it. Thane's getting real low on leadership, even with the Mighty Oathstone up. But you can see Balance of Power just doesn't believe in the lizards, and it's all of a sudden just going to count them out. And I think that's a tragedy because I don't think that game was over. But all right, Balance of Power, you do you. I liked that, though. The Razordon hunting pack play was really good. 1,200, 2,200 on the Amixon barbs. It's nuts. Arcs of Sotek, one got gooned out by my hero squad, the other got about 1,300 value. Saurus got murdered by Iron Drakes. Chameleon stock play was good. Overall, it was good. I thought that was a really good game. Just Dwarven Hero Squad OP. Belgar got 1,800. Felix got about 900. About 900 for the Thane as well. Iron Drake's 900 and 700. So they paid for themselves. Ironbreakers were just sticking points. They were there forever. Cannon did okay. Organ Gun did okay. And Chaff was Chaff. Okay. See you never.